Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Master of Ceremonies, Boštjan Gorenc.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PODIM 2019. But first, let's give it up. We didn't mention them quick enough, so they sent this from high above. Give it up for Aerial Circus, Dana and Elisa. Please, ladies and gentlemen. My name, as you have heard it pronounced so masterfully, is Boštjan Gorenc, first of his name, or as some people know me, the king of early investors, the lord of all the GeoCities, the hunter of unicorns, the holder of the third Gmail account in Slovenia, master of the Kickstarter promo videos, protector of IPOs, ICOs, and IOUs, the topper of accelerators, and buyer of Bitcoin in the long winter of 2018. Thank you. If my introduction sounded like something out of the Game of Thrones, a small indie show you might have heard of, you are correct. Let's be honest, everybody watched series finale yesterday. I bet many of you have watched it on your laptops during the first day of the PODIM conference. Just fast it up. But if you haven't managed to watch it yet, don't be afraid. I won't be sharing any spoilers with you, okay? If my PayPal account receives 10,000 euros in the next 5 minutes. It's your decisions. If you want spoilers or no, simply it's paypal.com/PODIMMC. I'll be waiting. But the reason I'm talking about Game of Thrones is because what they do on the show and what you do is the same thing. You know what the slogan of Game of Thrones is? You win or you die. And the slogan of the startup world is you win or you die. And then you come back and start another startup, and another, and another, and another. Tonight, we are gathered here to see the 5 finalists of the Slovene Startup of the Year 2000 competition, or as I like to call them, the 5 Noble Startup Families. And as a side note, I have to mention this, as I was dictating this speech to my computer, it changed the phrase startup families into Starbucks analysts, which is what you actually do most of the time. The 5 families who have survived to the finals will see one of them getting crowned and put on the throne of the Slovene startups. But before we get to the final battle, let me give you my elevator pitch why you, people of the startup kingdom, are like the denizens of the Game of Thrones world. For example, all the noble houses in the Game of Thrones have their sayings like "Winter is coming" or "Fire and Blood" or "Hear me roar." And the most successful startups also have their sayings like Netflix, "Just one more episode." Facebook, "We don't sell your data." WhatsApp, "We're actually Facebook." Instagram, "Facebook too, but with filters." Amazon, "Our drones are just for deliveries. We promise." And Uber, "Our business model totally makes sense." In the Game of Thrones, there is a brotherhood called the Night's Watch, which guards the realms of men. They have an oath which begins with "Night gathers, and now my watch begins." And your startup oath could be "Funds gather, and now my work begins. It shall not end until a successful IPO. I shall take no toilet breaks, have no dates and social life whatsoever. I shall live and die in my office. I am the pitch in the elevator. I am the kick on the starter. I pledge my life and honor to the startup world for this venture and all the ventures to come." And every knight has a sword. Every sword has a name, an epic name like the Lightbringer or Heartsbane, the Widow's Wail, the Ice. And you, the knights of the conference tables, also have your swords. Let me show you mine. You know it. This one. Simple, and I call it the money razor. With this sword, I have pitched many successful ideas for shows like this, and we'll see how this one goes right after next song, performed by Rok Golob and Aleksandra Josic. Please give it up for our musicians.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be, and so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because they're greatest of all.
Thank you, Alexandra and Rok. I didn't think it was possible, but thank you. The lady in the first row, afraid of spoilers, just donated 10,000 euros to my PayPal, but because of the PayPal service fee, it comes €1 short, so you're gonna get spoilers anyway. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, let us meet the 5 Nobel families competing for the Startup Throne and the Slovenian Startup of the Year award. They're the reasons we are gathered here tonight, and we should turn the spotlight on them. Each of the 5 finalists will be introduced by a short video, and after that, a representative of the company will join me on the stage for a chat about their work and experiences in the startup kingdom. Let me begin with a startup whose slogan could be, "My roof is my power," and their sword is named the Black Cell. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the House of Sileo.
Both the use of renewable energy resources and the use of solar energy increase from year to year. However, owners of apartments or houses in the old city center and protected buildings can't use traditional photovoltaic systems because of very strict urban regulations and aesthetics. Sileo developed a photovoltaic system integrated into roof tiles. They offer a 2-to-1 solution, roof coverage, and a well-hidden photovoltaic system. Roof tiles that are totally compatible with traditional terracotta tiles are 50% lighter and available in more than 200 colors. They're made of high-quality materials and 100% recyclable. Replacing damaged tiles is fast and non-expensive. Additionally, they have a high mechanical resistance to wind, snow, and hail. They won the startup competition Podjetna Primorska in 2018, were selected among 400 startups to participate in the ABC Accelerator program, and won second place in the national competition Power Up 2019. Retain the look of your dream home with the Sileo photovoltaic system.
Let me welcome to the stage Mrs. Mateja Miško of Sileo. Welcome. Do you want to hold the microphone yourself? Oh,
yes,
great.
thank you.
Thank you. I have a small question. When I was reading your bio of Sileo, the prevailing direction in Slovene startup world is usually starting in Slovenia and moving out of Slovenia, but you took the other direction, as I'm aware of. So you started in Italy and then moved to Slovenia. What's the story behind that move?
Yes, we started in Italy, in Turin, and the main reason why we are getting to Slovenia is that when we took this decision, the Italian, let's say, government didn't actually have any particular startup program, which in the last months it happened. But we decided already before, as well as we live in Slovenia, so we want to do the business here. And also taxation and legislation, it's better than in Italy.
Ooh. I think that's a refreshing thing to hear. So yeah, Slovenia still in your startup since 2016. Startup ecosystem is supposed to be a male-predominated world. So what are your experiences in the startup world? Have you had any problems because of your gender, or was it everything hunky-dory?
Let's say I have a good team with me. Mm-hmm. But definitely being a woman in photovoltaic, it's rare. It's not really typical. Maybe because of this I have some advantages, I don't know. But definitely I think more and more women are deciding for female entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. And I think also the Slovenian government has a program, is supporting this. So I believe it's a good thing to be a woman in business, even though it's the masculine.
And Now for this final, really serious question. Now, you've started with black tiles because they're the most efficient energy-wise, and now you're making red tiles. When are you going to start making multicolored tiles for the Slovene houses which show all colors of spectrum on their facades?
Well, let's say the red one is already an issue.
So no fluorescent green or fluorescent blue in the near future?
At the moment, it's not in plan, but the frame you can have it already in 200 colors. So if you want to have a Barbie house, we can do it already now.
Okay, great. So everyone looking for something colorful in your life? Thank you very much, Mrs. Matej Miško, for your words. I'll relieve you of the microphone, and we give it up once more for Sileo. Thank you. You can sit down now. The slogan of the second finalist is, "Our sound is sound." And their sword is named the Sharp Shriek. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the house of Olo Audio.
The work of an audio engineer is loud and disturbing to their surroundings. The nature of their business requires a lot of traveling, so their work has to be done on the go. The problem they encounter is how to do it without disturbing other people and achieve perfect results every time. Company Olo Audio developed the Play to Me audio monitoring system, enabling audio engineers a complete audio experience when working on the go without disturbing anyone. The headphones are a premium quality product, reaching the highest standards in engineering, design, and ecology, and enable audio engineers to completely trust the sound they hear. The Body Sound Experience pillow adds a tactile experience of feeling the bass in engineer's chest, and not just hearing it. Altogether, the system is completely quiet and is a true alternative to a traditional music studio. Even more, it brings lower costs of ownership and increased mobility. The company doubled their growth in the second year of business and already doubled last year's revenue in the first quarter of this year. Their products are already being used by many world-class professionals, working with Beyoncé, Lady Gaga, Adele, Radiohead, Bon Jovi, Rihanna, Usher, Sia, Ariana Grande, and many more. Olo Audio, the freedom to do it on your terms.
Let me welcome to the stage Mr. Rok Gulic of Olo Audio. Welcome, hello. Here is your microphone, although you're more used to the headphones.
Well, I'm used to anything, and I'm also used to being Gulic, just like you.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So,
Gulic.
Gulic, yeah, it's Gulic, rock, but rock, they get rock.
Like rock and
they
roll.
Get rock. Rock, you can rock and you can roll. Great,
Yeah,
so,
both.
but also, I think with those headphones, which really rely, as I've read, on subwoofers and the bass, I think your name shouldn't be Rok Gulic, but Dubstep Gulic.
That would be really cool, actually. Yeah.
That'd be great. But first, let me ask you, the list of the producers and sound engineers working with your equipment is simply amazing. It just seems like the list goes on and on forever. How did you penetrate that market? How did you reach all those higher echelons of the studio gods?
Actually, it's all started with a great product, obviously. And then just, not being afraid to reach out to these people because they are people and they do have email addresses and they have, phone numbers and Skype and Facebook Messenger and everything. So why not reach out to them? And in reality, they do reply.
So have you hired a professional stalker to do it, or?
No, it was just me.
Oh, just you. Great. Yeah. You could blend in the surroundings. But it seems that kind of really your product is high-end. It really has a small, specific market. does it even matter to maybe promote it on social media for a wider audience, or do you rely more on the word of mouth among those producers?
Yeah, absolutely. That's how we do it. Basically, it was a decision to go with these top names first, because everybody who comes after them, they look up to them and they copy whatever they do. So this is how we got into the market, and now we are spreading really fast, and it's like booming. So
Great. And as I was reading the products, I've come across this word haptic subwoofer. So haptic is something to do with connection, something with touch, and then, so is it basically like you get the bass through your system in your body? Is it like if you're sitting on the last seat in the airplane and you feel everything from the rear motors?
yeah, it's basically a tactile experience, which means that the subwoofer pushes it's vibrations, basically.
Yeah.
Sound is nothing else but vibrations. So it pushes them directly into your body, and then these low bass, low frequencies, they just move through your body to your hearing system, and you actually hear them and feel them at the same time. So after a while, your brain learns to actually consider these vibrations in your body as sound and interprets them as sound. So this makes it possible to mix, full spectrum of audio anywhere without disturbing anyone.
Even on the airplanes. I've seen that you've got DJ Umek amongst your users, and he usually produces stuff on the airplane.
Yeah, and he takes our headphones basically everywhere, including his honeymoon to Bali. Yeah, he took them and took a picture, and funny enough, he sent the picture to my wife, so.
Like, your husband should take you here.
Yeah, I don't know what that was all
Supposed
about.
to mean. Great. So it seems like that you've mastered, as a tribe called Quest would call it, the low-end theory. And also I think that the design is really great. It looks kind of steampunky in a way. What was, or is it just me because I've seen that brass and wood, or what was the style you were going for?
Yeah, it's just common sense, I guess. So when you're a startup and you don't really have much funds, we just went into a garage and see what tools do we have available that we can use to make headphones. And based on that, at the end of the day, we had some headphones that kind of looks almost the same as they do today.
Yeah.
And they were very well accepted. And on the Flipcoin, we actually still manufacture them by hand, using almost the same techniques as day one, and we're going to continue to do that. So
that's great. Thank you, Rok, and let your sound be heard and felt.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. You can take a seat now. The slogan of our third finalist is, "We won't leave you blank," and their sword is named The True Color. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the House of Lake.
Busy schedules with many responsibilities make our everyday lives increasingly overwhelming. Colors have soothing powers, and coloring books have become very popular among adults, especially in e-form. But existing coloring books don't offer a great user experience. Lake Coloring is a coloring app for iPad or iPhone with a vibrant collection of coloring books from the finest independent illustrators, which means that coloring never gets boring. Users can download a free version of the app and enjoy more than 100 hours of relaxing coloring. By subscribing, they don't only get unlimited access to all illustrations and additional 700 colors, but also support artists, as Lake shares part of their revenue with them. Lake Coloring received the Apple Design Award, the most prestigious award in the field of mobile apps, and it has been downloaded by over 5 million users. In 2018, the company saw its revenue double. Immerse in Lake and color your stress away.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Goran Ivasic of Lake. Hello and welcome. Here's a microphone. We've heard that there are like, 200, 250 colors of tiles. What's the number of colors that you have?
A bit less than that, actually. It's true.
It's true. Okay, the first question, as I was watching this, so you basically paint with touch it. Can you color over the line?
Yes, we have like a heavy mode.
So that's for the God mode for users.
God mode, yeah.
That's great.
Adventurous.
Adventurous. And what was, let's say, the first impetus to start with the coloring app for adults? What was the basics that you've built on?
Well, we have previously been working on a coloring app for kids, for young audiences, and we just got so many ideas of how to improve that experience. But you cannot do it for, toddlers that have very weak coordination. So we had just tons of ideas pouring into this. But then we came up with this idea of just creating a community of artists that we could then support, and just that's where the drive came for developing the app.
And I think that you mentioned the community of the artists. I think this is one of the really great points, selling points of the app, that you give a platform for artists all over the world to present their work and to reach the new audiences. How do you recruit new artists who then make your drawings?
We started with 10. It was just us asking them to just take a leap of faith with us. We didn't have a product to show them. We just said, like, believe in us. This is what we want to do. We want to make a platform that would support artists from all around the globe. And this has changed recently. Now we have artists reaching out to us, and the level of art has gotten a lot better. And we really have really awesome artists that we love reaching out to us on their own. So yeah, we have a lot of people to select from nowadays.
And great. I think this 2017 Apple Design Award, did it come as a shock to you? Were you kind of expecting it because of your popularity already and all those editors' choices that you've been selected into?
Yeah, well, editor's choice is like shortlisting for the Apple Design Award, but in that year there was 200,000 apps being uploaded to the App Store, and the award only goes to 10. So thinking about maybe winning this would be ludicrous. Even when we flew to the States, we thought it was going to be like a PR stunt. We didn't know it was going to be an Apple Design Award. So we were, in short, we were
totally surprised. Totally surprised and nervous. Yeah. So when you were flying there nervously, did you use your app to meditate and to calm down?
Of course.
Thank you very much. And maybe you could just check it out when you're waiting for the results of tonight's competition. Maybe, you can share it with your co-finalists over there. Thank you, Goran Ivasic and Lake. And we move on to the fourth finalists. Their slogan is "Ready to Read," and their sword could be named "The Unraveler of Words." Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the House of Hopalai.
Reading is a fundamental skill. However, statistics show that as much as 25% of the population has problems with learning to read. Children with reading difficulties struggle in school, and consequently, their self-esteem is oftentimes badly affected. To be successful, these kids need better teaching strategies. Kobe was invented to help kids acquire reading fluency in less time with less stress. It's carefully crafted for children who experience reading difficulties like dyslexia. Kobe employs an innovative method of selective letter coloring that boosts the success and confidence of a young reader and cannot be found in similar products. Kobe translates text from paper to tablet and adjusts it to suit individual needs. 93% of beta users confirmed that Kobe improves reading accuracy, rate, and comprehension. In just the last 2 months, Kobe has found its place in over 2,000 user devices, and 72 schools started using Kobe to support their struggling readers. Kobe, fluent reading with a smile.
Let me welcome Mrs. Ursula Laurencic of Hopalai. Hello and welcome. My first question is, because I'm actually also quite involved in this, how do you motivate kids to read, especially kids with reading disabilities, with reading problems, who are even more reluctant to take up a book and start reading?
I think the first thing is to show them that they can improve and that they can progress. So you put the motivation in their own hands. You show them that they are improving.
And I think that what was kind of your first impetus of making this app? Where you just, okay, look at the market and say, okay, maybe, oh yeah, this is the product that is missing, or have you had already some personal experience with reading disabilities?
You know that there is a personal experience behind this. I'm a designer and I have a dyslexic daughter, and I was just training reading with her, and I used, design tools to help her, and color is one of them. So figured out that with using color, with coloring letters, it really goes much faster. It worked like a charm. So I thought it would be very handy to have it digital, so I don't have to do it by hand.
Yeah, great. And also when I've been watching your videos, I've seen that you're not only working on making kids read faster and smoother, but your goal is also improving reading proficiency, like kind of this mnemonic thing with clapping, with periods. So how to delve into the text and get the most of it out of it.
So we try to address reading in a full body. It's a cognitive skill, but using your body with it usually helps. So we try to come up with all kind of tricks that are easy to implement, that the parent can implement at home, and that the teachers can use in a classroom.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm just starting to see everything coming in together, with colors on tiles, on letters. I think it's going to be really colorful evening tonight. So thank you, Ursula Laurencic of Hopalai, and you can take a seat and wait for the results to roll in. We still have one finalist to reveal. Their slogan is, insert your name here, and the sword is named Little Hero. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the house of Hura Studios.
There are plenty of products on the market for children, but a child's interest is fleeting. A favorite today is forgotten tomorrow. What is the perfect gift for children and parents alike? Special enough to last a lifetime and never lose its value? A personalized children's book. Pura Studios created a digital concept that enables each user to create the main character's visual appearance by choosing their name, gender, skin tone, eyes, hairstyle, and color, and choose the content and write a dedication to the recipient. Each book has over 1 billion possible variations. The company works with award-winning authors and illustrators and manages the journey of each new book, from the creative idea to design and production. Although each hardcover book is unique, it can be delivered in just 5 business days. Their biggest advantage over competition lies in outstanding customer care and user-generated content. In just 2 years, Pura Studios has become the market leader in 6 countries: Slovenia, Italy, Austria, France, Germany, and the US. In 2018, they succeeded in selling around 500,000 books and generated 12 million euros in income. Make a magical, timeless place for every single child in the world, where they can shine and be the hero in their own story.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rado Darodan of Hura Studios. Hello, welcome. I think we have quite a lot of readers of your books here. I don't know, by the sound of it. It seems so. First up, I would like, there was this tidbit that I found interesting when reading your bio, is that you weren't initiated in the startup business models when you were beginning your venture, but you kind of built your own model, which worked. How were those first days, months of Hura Studios?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we still understand how startup business works. And at the beginning, it looked just that Mitz and me were on some beers, thinking ideas, and we didn't know that you can get investments, etc. So we went to banks, took a student loan, which was 12,000 euros, and we started with that. So we knew that we have money for 2 months, and we just tried to survive with that.
Oh, great. And when you were starting here, so your first market was obviously Slovenia, where you were working with some already famous writers and illustrators. So you had this, let's say, big names to back your game a bit. But I was, when you were trying, and as you've seen, you've successfully reached the foreign markets where there were that there wasn't this backing up of known names on the books.
Yeah, when we tried to go to foreign markets, we realized that, of course, we're not gonna get George and, I don't know, J.K. Rowling. So we changed completely how we do books. So we as a company became an author, and we as a company became an illustrator and designer. And so, yeah, we changed from the regular publishing to something completely different.
So have you ever tried to calculate? So when we've seen you can choose color of the eyes, position of the eyes, and so on and so on. Have you ever calculated how many permutations of a book are possible?
Yeah, a lot of times. We don't know currently, but it's way over 6 billion combinations. Actually, each book is unique. There is no possibility that you would have 2 same books, unless you order 2 same books.
So basically your books are like snowflakes. Tender and none is the same. Okay, thank you, Rado Darodan, for those words. You can sit back there. And okay, so these are the 5 noble families that want to put on the startup crown. The tilers of electricity, the refiners of sound, the colorers of meditation, the helpers of readers, and the personalizers of parchments. Let's take another look at all 5. The moment of decision draws nearer, but first we have to present all 5 with special plaques for being the finalists. So hereby I invite Mr. Urban Lapaine, the executive organizer of the competition, to the stage to give out those diplomas, and welcome everybody on the stage. So. The first finalist is Sileo. Please. Thank you, and I will ask all of you to wait up here for the final photo. Next up is Olo Audio. The third finalists are Lake. The fourth finalist in the Slovene Startup of the Year 2019 award is Hopalai. And the final finalists, Hura Studios. Thank you, Mr. Urban Lapaine. And all of you who were in attendance last year still remember the attempt to decide the winner with a singing competition. It went out amazingly well, didn't it? So when deciding what task to give you this year, we realized some of you are persons of words, but all of you are persons of action. So why trying to force you to sing if we can force you to climb the rope and dance? Don't worry, I told them to leave the aerial circus to the professionals and consider only the performance of your startups. So you can return to your seats in the auditorium. Please give it up once more for all the 5 finalists. And just simply lean back and enjoy the show, for the time being still in regular chairs. And before we learn who gets to sit on the throne of the Slovene Startup Kingdom 2019, let me welcome Aleksandra Josic and Rogolop on the stage once more, this time accompanied by the gravity-defying Dana.
Walking down the street, I hear a radio play. I choose a bit of speed. I find my mind is free. In a place where I had a time to find myself in the music, my heart in the drum beat, in my mind running freely through that rhythm around me, myself in the music, my lips
Give it up for Rok, Alexandra, and Dana. It tastes like victory. If this award ceremony was broadcast by a basic cable company, this would mean we've reached the commercial break. But like Game of Thrones, we don't do commercials, so let's get down to business and see who gets the crown. But since I'm only a lowly master of ceremonies, I think that the honors of announcing the winner should go to a higher noble. May I please ask Mrs. Maja Tominic-Vidovic, Director of Slovene Enterprise Fund, to join me on the stage and tell us who gets to sit on the Slovene Startup Throne of 2019. Welcome.
Okay, let's see. So, the winner, the Slovenian Startup of the Year 2019 is Hura Studios. Little Hero.
I invite everybody from the house Hura Studios is welcome to the stage for the celebrations. So I think this is what we call a lean company. When they said they have 6 billion of possibilities for books, I didn't know they're going to bring each of them on the stage. But this is their evening. Let them celebrate. And now everybody just smile while the royal artist makes your portrait. I just... Our sincerest congratulations to Slovenian Startup of the Year 2019, the Hura Studios. Now that we've learned who sits on the throne, I think we'll have to make the throne a bit bigger than we've anticipated to make place for all of you. And now, as the Hura Studios scream their hurrahs, 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 I invite everybody for the feast and party upstairs in the throne room. But before we go, let's give it up once more for the Startup of the Year. I think before we stop, we should hear the first royal decree of the new kings.
First of all, really big thanks for this award. But I must say one thing, and it may sound a little bit weird, but you'll get the point. This award would mean world to us 2 years ago. It still does, but 2 years ago we were at PODIM and nobody took us seriously, and we couldn't get even one meeting. But the point of my story is that I pitch to you investors that we have tons of great startups in Slovenia, young ones, and don't only look at the numbers, because you see, if you look beyond them, you'll see a lot of courage, passion, love, and most of all, human beings that are really devoting their life to this and are willing to, yeah.
I think the only thing that you should do now is do the Oprah and do, you get a book, you get a book, you get a book, and you get a book. Hura Studios, and now everybody, let's party! Everybody, let's do the stage dive together.